Gotta get out, my phone's not working. But I just thought of something. Who likes cats? Honor the cat. Honor the cat. Honor the cat. Now we have the 9 lives of the cat is the pound key. So we're honoring the cat because it's controlling the dog. So that means we have to be dogs, but our minds have to be cats, so we can, because we're always curious, like the cat's always curious. So we're the dog and we're in the doghouse. We're Alpha, Beta, Delta, Saturn, which is whatever the 6 Zeta, 1 to 6. 1 to 6 equals 1, 2 is 3, 6. 12 and 6 is 666. The cat is in the center of the ball of our mind, and he's controlling all the strings of the dog. So that's why it's a cat's house. So who is interrupting, and what are they doing with the cat so we can't? Is the cat ours? Do they own the cats? Have you ever seen electrical signs? They show the cat. All great equipment have the cat. 9 lives of the cat. Why? Because she has her own life, and she's directing all 8 around her in all directions. 8 by 8, 64, the chessboard. The other thing I came up with is the ball. This is the ball. This is Alpha, the ball. He sprays out with all his eyes. Burn your cell phones, you will see this show up. This is the center ball that connects here, 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 and here. He connects the same way this connects. Each level, okay, the first level, the second level, the third level, okay, you're going to say 3, and then you're going to say 6, and then you're going to say 9. Or you're going to say 2, 5, and 8. But you're actually saying 5 and 8 because you direct 2 worlds from one area. So 5 would be in the center. You'd have 1, 5, and 8. 2, 5, and 8. 15. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. 15. 15 creates this one. 1, 2, and 1, 2 away. 17, 19. Because you're 2 away from this one, and 2 away. But this one will do you nothing, the ring finger. So you put the ring on it. Now you got either 3 on this side, or you have, wait a second, you have this one, or you have this one, or you have this one. Which one do I want, this one, or this one? So this is the ball, where if you look at your telephone, the 1, 5, and 9, if you look at the letter Aleph in Hebrew, it's showing it's always consistent. That means this rod goes right through this bowl. The front end is like the back end. Why is the front end like the back end? Because it goes right through. Right through. Nothing else goes through. Then you have this one connect to the top, this one connect to the bottom, and it's locked. They're locked because you're just connecting to 2 floors. So they lock over the center pole. The center pole is always the way it is. Okay? So once you lock this and this is consistent. The only thing you screw in is this one and this one. It's 4 and 6, or if you put it on the right angle, it becomes 3 and 4. Because of the angle. You see the way it became, this is number 3, and this is number 4. Earth and Mars again. But when you put it like this, it becomes 6 and 4. So this is the actual jack. Each one of these balls are 20. You know why I know they're 20? Because that's the ball. It doesn't matter what size your balls are. It's how you're connected. The ball, 2 sides, is the Y. Because the Y will connect on to the next world. The I is because it's only the point in the corner of your eye. It's not in your nose. It's just a point in your nose. It's the same thing. Everything has its regulation. This would be the game. You can throw this around. It's going to go zzz, and always come back to the center. We're basically in here. Here's that big angle. This is A, E, and I. A and E and I, in which 1, 5, and 9. Add 10, 169, because you'd be adding us between 10. I mean, you add us between 9 and 11, but you've got to make everything fair. 11, 11, 11. I've got a cat. I mean, you want to see what I got? Now, if you want to talk about cats and serving of the Egyptians, she's lying down in an Egyptian plate. So are they serving cat for dinner? Next to a coconut. You want to get up for a second? Get up for a second. Show everybody what you're sitting on. Show everybody what you're sitting on. So now what do you think? What about this? Where is everybody going? Can't I do... Come on. What are you doing? Seriously. Yesterday you were mad at me. You said I owed you money. And now you say I owe you money again? Meow? Me-oh? Me-oh, 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 me-oh. But then, in this one over here, I've got another one in the box. They're all over the place. Honor the cat. Honor the cat. She brings life. Cat, 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 cat. The letter Q. Convaincu. I believe. I have been made to believe. We have all wiring through 505, because you're always connecting to 5, but you're only connecting to one side of the O of 5. The Queen, does she honor the cat? Does the Queen honor the cat? I have a funny feeling that she has to go to all these places, and it has to end now because the next king is going to be George. And then it starts over again. The ball goes to the other side. So does she honor the cat? Does the Egyptian honor the cat? Does Prince George come now because she knows if they don't save her now? You see, the Queen, and I keep thinking this all along, I hate to think this, that certain things that were done in Canada that were a little weird, we still seem to have something. We took back our $50 bill for a guy that came from Quebec, and we took something back from the $10 bill and from the 5. And they took off the 1 and 2 to make it fair. She's 20, but she's now on the $2 of change and the $1 of change. She's on the back side. She never moved. So she's got her recreation and change in her pocket, going a jing-a-ling-a-ling. The Queen of the World and Prince Diana knew this back then. Something was going on between her husband and the Queen's mother. She was ready to spill the beans. Somehow, the collectors came and cornered her in, only to shut down and prolong the system just a few more years. Or the Queen and her cats, because she knows it's the cat who ran everything. But it's the cat and you of your own decisions of what you decide and how you go about with your decisions, regardless of what anybody else said. If the cat still was honored and she honors the cat, and she honors the opposite side, and you must go to the skull bones because we don't understand exactly what it is. We have a skull with bones. We put elements in our bodies to make it function. Does it show you anything else but the skeleton of the situation? Illuminati to run out of time. New World Order. Everybody's happy because they're tired of the world. It doesn't mean they're against you. Although some are. The Egyptian cats, the dogs, we live in the 9 lives of the cat, and we live to the age of it, and we live 1/8 of what the dog lives. So that means if we are in the dog pound and the cat's inside the cage, who's actually running the show? Is it rough? Is it in the rough? Is it the cat or the dog? Is it the two of them? Who's over the cat and the dog? Who rules over cats and dogs? I wasn't sure where else I was going with this. We did JKL. Remember we did this in the last video, JKL? Well, JKL is just like saying JFK. Why? Because the L is 2 F's. JFK, what was his name? John Francis Kennedy. What was the last? This is a wing. He had a 10 and a wing. A 10 and a wing. 10 and a wing. Anyways, we're going to leave it at this. Another thing I was going to show you, and I didn't miss out, 2 and 7 is B, and 7 is a G. So instead of band, it would be bang. DNA bang, DNA band, B, 2, A, 1, 2 by 7 is 14N, DNA, AD, DNA, DNA band. Win big, a DNA band, 7, 13, 7. 7 and 13 is 20. 27. 13, this one will become 14, and this one will become 14. 14, 14 is 28. This one, if they're both 14s, it means 7 and 7, you need 6 and 6. Because you're not running up and down. 7, 6, 6, 7. 14, why is it 14? Because when a dice is lying on its side, the two sides, all the sides add up to 14 when they're together. 14 and 14 is the cycle of the moon. You only cycle the moon 14 and 6 and 14, 1 and 4 and 6, 7, 5, 6, 6, 5, 121. 14 and 14, because it's the outside, you leave it as the outside. You only take one of the 6, because 6 and 6 only makes 16 with one ball, makes the 6 touchdown. 14, 27 on your touchdown 7 is the score of the football game last night. The other team, 7, 13, 20, 27, and that was their score last night. Why does one get more? Well, one gets more because they're the winner. They have to get the last add. 6 and 6, who's going to win the game? They get the 7. So this is the score of last night's football, which means they connected in 3 worlds. 3 worlds. Here's your dog. What's going on? Now my phone's not working and I have to get out of the house. So I'm not sure who's where and what, but definitely there's something around us. The numbers just click too well. The piano, I'd love to sit down with a few people and like to write a little bit, but if we were doing it 5, 6 people and one of the people gets it actually done neat so we can all read it. That would be really, that would like be one of my, like if God asked me what I wanted, I'd say first I don't want to lose you. Then I want to make sure I got a pen and a paper and my gold mine so I can stamp everything out like the bark of a tree, like the bark of a dog inside my mind, because somewhere we're barking out the orders, we're barking it out in our minds, and then we're scratching it in like the cat, the saber-toothed tiger and Dino. They put the saber-toothed tiger out for the night, but they kept Dino in. One was a dog, one was a cat. One is 6 and one is 8, because the dog runs on time. The cat, well, cat scratch fever, she's all over the place, grabbing at everything. Number 24. Makes 8, makes 14. 1 and 4 AD, not 2 and 3. Between 1 and 4. Valentine's Day is on the 16th of November. I wonder if there's going to be a surprise. And sometimes when there's a Valentine's Day, it's because there was a pregnancy and the water flew. When you have a pregnancy, the water breaks. The dam is broken. The first dam was broken on the way in, when Gulliver the fish went on in. Pearl in color. She flushed him with water all over and made him wet. And from that, he swam faster and faster. Because he knew there's directives, the directives of your thought. But to make sure you go woe is ho, because slow down, good baby. You got to make the horse go slow. When it's time to open up your mouth like a horse, don't talk too fast. Think, think, think. And if you don't say it as good as you should say it, don't worry about it. The other one has to start thinking too. Raphael 7286, in the constellation of Pegasus. Just want to see if I showed some of these things here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 3, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We're in the 20 world. We each one over here, this is 2, 5, 2, no, this is, excuse me, this is 4, 5, 5, 4, 6. These are at the ends. Usually they intercept over here, which is everybody gets a 4. This is the telephone. You put a telephone here, you put a telephone here, you put a telephone here. When you redo this, if you do it properly, it comes into the football, it becomes into the hockey, it comes into the baseball diamond, it shows you all the stars in the world, shows you the stars because you see the ribs over here? Each one is the 5-yard line coming into the end in the red 20. Each one, you see the angle that they're on. Which one do we pick off first? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I did 9 and I didn't get to the corner. Now if I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now if I did in the center, I get 1, 2, 3. See, I can't get the center. There is no center. This doesn't split the center. You see the way it is? It doesn't split the center. It splits this angle over here. and it stops at this angle over here. It only can break in on the angle, although I still have to study a little bit more. This is why you get 88. Circle, this becomes 0, 1, 0, or it becomes, look, you see the long 8? It becomes 8, 8, 8. Each one is 3 levels, but you just want to keep them together. You see this here, and this here, and this here? This one goes to this one 8, this one goes to this one 8, this one goes to this one 8, this one goes to this one 8. So this is how your basic setup of 6 and 5 and 6 and 5, because you're on this side. When your 6 does a 6, it does a 4. It's 6 of you that knocks, but only 4 have to enter into 5. The one spirit, the one thought, gathers all information like on the computers. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. 1, ball, strike. Yeah, look. Ball, stripe, stripes, ball. Ball, strike, ball. 6 balls, ball, strike, ball. 4 balls. We got 4 balls and 2 strikes. This is the baseball. We now walked. Strike, strike, strike. This makes 1 strike on 2 sides. They get a strike because they get a strike because they connect together as their own strike. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 levels of this. I'm not sure exactly how many will cut out 1/4, but every single letter, every single one is 3 strikes. You strike out 7. You walk once. Piano, A to G. I can make anything up, but now I have to turn the ball this way. This should represent this. Just the rules of how to do it are a little bit different. But if you implicate the rules somewhere else in another game of life, it'll work just like gold, because they all work. Each one is its own individual for the area, like Webster's dictionary can say 210 times, and it'll never be 20. So let's say like this. Let's say this is 9 balls. Okay? Let's say this is 9 balls. You got 18 and 18 balls. You got 36 balls. 36 is the gematria number. Now let's say this one can't be 9. What would this one be? 3, 6, 9, 12. Let's say this one would be 12. The other one would be 12. So you'd have 24 and 36. 24 strikes, 36 balls. The total, 36, is 9, 9, 6, 9, 6, 6, 9, 9, 6. 9 times 6 is 54. Let's follow the sun. The orange ball, red and yellow, automatic. This didn't come without seeing. I don't care if it's not here anymore. It's in you. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. When Lazarus moved on and connected with Fremeth, the ETH of the extraterrestrial, okay, remained in the name in the prior history of the world. So the Tsar of it is of what is the sky, becomes Lazar, it, sky, came from the lasers that were beamed down of the LEDs, LIPA, which is Superman, to have it rebound and come right back, laser LIPA. That's where we get the name Lazarus, the Tsar of the extraterrestrials of heaven, the bird of wings or something like that because of the L. So we get that. So when we put these names together, this person passed away in 1938. 50 years later, the second king of the sky passed away in 1988. Now the son of the king of the sky is 75. Born in 38, he's 113, which is AM. All memory. Total memory back again. Total memory has gone through 75 years. If we go 75 and 38, that is what the answer is. If we go 75 and 88, it's 163. Add the letters from 1 to P. Now we got our P back again. Our P going again. If we add the letters from 1 to P, P is 16, 1 in P is 17, 1 and 7 in the piano. We've eliminated 8 and 9. We've eliminated that casing over our head and that 3 parts. Instead of having 8, we now have 6. Instead of having 9, we have 5. Excuse me, we have 6 and 9, 5 and 9, or is it 6 and 5? I think we get 6 and 5. I just did it quick, so I mixed myself up. So irregardless, this other person died in 88, and it's been 25 years since 1988, just a couple of weeks ago. 25 years is the 25 it needed for the 3 times 25 of the Son of God to be created inside the body of another soul, of course, not of the same man that's 75. 163, 6, 1, and 3, 6 days, 1 day, 3 days, a rotation that they run us on, in which we end up never seeing the 7th day. It doesn't exist. And by the time the 7th day exists, I'd have to do a 163 rotation in order to find out where it starts re-rotating, to know how far down the line I have to go to see if this thing exists, it exists, and how. Anyways, I just want to tell you that that pull goes all the way through here. Only one pull can go through, unless you go on this side, unless you go on this side. So since this pull goes this way, this one goes this way, it has to pass under, has to pass over. So 2 pass over, 2 pass under. The opposite side of 2 pass over and under this way, you put it right through. So you now have 1 through this way, 2 this way, and 2 that way. So the 2 that went through are actually controlling, but the friction of 1 is in between all of them. You know, when you drill out a hole in this, you drill out a hole, and you put a stick in it to come out here, and you put a hole. The snowman. Oh my God, the snowman, of course. Frosty the Snowman, na 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 na. I don't know my song, so I run along. Yeah, music and stuff, all kinds of music. I mean, imagine listening to a song and you say, holy shit, I know where that happened. And you really feel where it happened, but it really did happen that way. You know, just to know, just to know. Raphael 7286, and the consolation of Pegasus was how one pricked the other.